Talk Nashty to me, y'all. I'm Nikki, and this is a special extra YouTube video on a reflection of CMA Fest that was this past weekend. All right, y'all, now I am so close to making this a variety show with so many different ways that you can connect to the Nashville music scene. It would help me out so much if you smashed that subscribe button, liked, commented, shared with your friends. It's the only way I can keep making this fun content for you guys. So this week, y'all, we're going over reflections, opinions, recaps, artist performances, crazy shit, and of course, scandals that happened over this year's CMA Fest. It was the 50th anniversary of CMA Fest here in Nashville, and hundreds of thousands of people descended on Nashville and Lower Broadway specifically for this 4-day festival. There were performances, activities, fanfare, maybe like 9 different stages, stuff to do all over the place, pop-ups, interactive exhibits. So I was actually there every day. I did not get to all of the artists that I wanted to see. I definitely forgot or underappreciated how difficult it was to get from stage to stage with the distance and the walking and the line and the crowds. So I give myself like a C- on content capture this year. But I still had a great time seeing tons of different artists, both new and more classic. And it was always great seeing so many people's cumulative love for country music. Okay, let's set the stage. So, like I said, there's like 9 stages throughout all of downtown Nashville. Most everything during the day is free. Pop-up stages, the Chevy CMA waterfront is free. The Fanfare X, the Ascend show, Ascend Amphitheater, and Nissan, those were all paid events. I did not get tickets to Nissan this year, but the good thing is I heard it was a great time, tons of amazing performances, and they usually bring out some really great surprise, like more classic country stars, some crossover stars, and they definitely did that this year. But I spent most of my time on the smaller stages in downtown Broadway, looking at some of the non-mainstream artists, up-and-coming artists, the lesser-known ones, future of the fest, that kind of thing. Okay, so an overall recap. Overall thought on CMA Fest this year. Like I said, it is hard to get to all the places that I wanted to. I think because of how popular it is and all of the lines that CMA should next year, because they have an app, they should put in there the opportunity to turn on updates and notifications for line wait times at their favorite venue. So for example, the Spotify house, that line was normally an hour and a half to 2 hours, like every single day for the main stage. It'd be nice to know that ahead of time so people could sort of like regroup and make a plan B if they needed to. Also, this year was the year of the social media influencers. They took over this festival. Now, I didn't go last year and it could have been the same. That's obviously everybody's way of getting news. But I'm telling you, 60% of the smaller shows that I went to started off something like, I'd like to thank all of you for sending my performance of so-and-so song that was on TikTok viral, and that led me to get 60 million streams on Spotify, which is the reason I'm here today. Many of the stages were dominated by stars who had a similar story. Even outside of the artist performances, everywhere were TikTok stars. They were running rampant. I mean, the events, there were hosted takeovers, there were tents outside, there were collaborative booths in Fanfare X, people like the Western influencers doing collabs with the Dingo Boots or Boot Barn, or they even hosted their own booths, like Restless Road did a charitable dunk tank that brought people from 615 House, Trotter House, and also had bigger celebrities come in like Nick Luciano. Anyway, there were just too many to name at this point. Okay, unpopular opinion. I already said this. The Nissan shows, not that great. The lineups, not that great. Here's the silver lining. I will give credit to artists like Kojo and Ian Munzik, who are slightly less pop country that still made a spot for themselves at the Nissan Stadium this year. But like I said, some of those artists brought out some fabulous classic artists like Tanya Tucker, some crossover artists like Elle King, and all in all, I heard it was a great time. Okay, rankings. I think I probably went to about 12 different artists over the 4 days, maybe more, met a couple more, but I wanted to kind of crank through the performances that I went to and rattle off some awards this year. The ones like Best Performer, Best Performance Overall, so let's get there. So all in all, and I'm gonna read this list because I don't know off the top of my head, these are the people that I saw. Ian Munzik, Matt Schuster, Boy Named Banjo, Tenille Townes, Elvie Shane, Randy Rogers Band, Cadillac 3, Little Big Town, Charlie Worsham, Joe Nichols, Craig Campbell, Kimberly Perry, Jenna Paulette, Jake Worthington, David Unlau, Haley Mae Campbell, Luke Grimes. We'll talk about him later. John Langston, Jake Hoot, David Morris, Drake Milligan, Jake Matthew, and countless other honky-tonk resident bands that are all also so talented. There were just so many performances, and they were all great. Okay, so let's go over some winners. Let's rank some winners. Let me take a shot of coffee before I do that. Ready? Much better. Fabulous. Reflections and winner rankings this year's CMA Fest. 50th anniversary 2023. Best crowd pleaser song. If you don't know David Morris, you probably know the show Yellowstone. He's the one that sings Dutton Ranch Freestyle. Met a girl downtown at the bar last night and we got to talking. Says she likes cheap drinks, tattoos, and Morgan Wallen. Yo, call him up, put me on a remake. So yes, best crowd pleasing song, Dutton Ranch Freestyle by David Morris. Whenever he started playing that, I mean, the crowd got absolutely hyped. I didn't hear anyone sing along to a song like I heard people sing along to that song. There are also people in the streets that weren't even in the crowd of the stage that came over, started taking pictures, and just started wilding out when he sang this song. So best crowd pleaser. Best performer, single performer. Unfortunately, this guy only got through 3 songs on the Chevy Riverfront stage before they had to call the entire outside festival because there was lightning in the area, which is unfortunate because I wanted to see him probably more than a lot of other people. And that is Drake Milligan. If you don't know Drake Milligan, look him up on TikTok. Sounds Like Something I Do is a fabulous song. I think he was on like America's Got Talent or one of those talent shows, something like that, but he's blown up and for good reason. I love his style. He's kind of like if Elvis, John Party, and Joe Nichols had like an illegitimate 3-way love child, if that could even happen. He would be produced by that. He definitely has his own classic style. I mean, he's got a fiddle. It's a very 90s country classic honky tonk. There's some more modern spins on his too, but his sound is great. His style is great. He's very animated. He does lots of dancing. He does the hip thing and the shaking thing and the rhythmic thing, just like Elvis does. He definitely gives me that vibe. And I heard a lot of people in the stands being like, oh yeah, modern day Elvis, which is great for him. You know, that's great branding. But yeah, unfortunately he got called like after 3 songs because of lightning, but I look forward to seeing him again on another stage sometime soon. Best new artist performance. New artist meaning relatively new to country music. Now you all know him probably if you watch Yellowstone as Casey, the youngest Dutton son, and that is Mr. Luke Grimes. Apparently he's been playing music for a long time, but he played the last show on Saturday night at Skydeck rooftop of Assembly Hall for the Universal Music Group Showcase. Tell you what, y'all, I can't wait to share the images and the videos of this because I was front and center. I mean, front and center. I waited forever to get in to see this man because I think he's like the hottest thing alive right now. But he was great. Women, you can thank me later when I put up his footage and his guitarist footage or his keyboarding guy. He was also phenomenal looking. Besides the looks, Luke Grimes was great. He sounded great. He came out and was like, you know, it's UMG's fault for putting me on at 11:30. Out of a scale of 1 to 10, I'm already an 8 drunk, which made it all that better. Okay, let's see next. Best Fresh Finds performance, Jake Worthington. He performed on day 3 as well, I believe, at the Whiskey Jam takeover of Whiskey Row Fresh Finds. He was really good. He's also pretty classic, got a classic spin on him. Best group performance, Boy Named Banjo. So I bought tickets to the Ascend Friday night show at Ascend Amphitheater where they were opening for the lineup, and unfortunately due to some weird circumstances that we'll cover in a separate time, I was actually late to that show. The headliners there were the Cadillac 3, but like I said, Boy Named Banjo was opening and I was late, so I missed them. I got to see 1 song. So Saturday night I went back because they came on before Luke Grimes for the UMG showcase, and y'all, they rocked it. I love them. They're all Nashville local. They've been friends for a while, making music for a while, and they are stellar musicians. They are crowd pleasers, and their song Feel For You is like my summer anthem. I love it. Okay, moving on. My most surprising first time see. I accidentally stumbled on this guy at the, I guess it was Tequila Cowboy, maybe. He was playing a showcase in there. Matt Stell. He was pretty good. Like I said, I accidentally found him in the place I went to go to the bathroom, but I stayed and listened to him for a while because he was really good. So check him out, Matt Stell. Artist I was the most sad that I missed. I wanted to see Adam Doliak really bad. I've been touting him on my list on TikTok recently. He's had a lot of great new releases, and I was really looking forward to seeing him, but I missed it because I did not plan well. Yes. I will see him sometime soon. Looking forward to it. Best new artist find for me. She was also in the lineup at the Ascend show where Cadillac 3 was headlining, but Tenille Townes, I recognized her most famous song, Somebody's Daughter, but I didn't know that was her until she started playing. It was really good performance. She's got a ton of energy, massive head of hair, and is a tiny little human. So yeah, best new performance for me. Okay, and the last one, because y'all know I absolutely love these guys. I've seen them maybe 3 times. They absolutely rock. Country, southern rock sort of sound, the Cadillac 3. For best all-around performance, the Cadillac 3. There's only 3 of them, okay? So I don't think I should preface that. They use some overdubbed audio in between their songs, but overall, it's just the 3 of them, and Jaron Johnson is like the best guitarist. He comes out, he rocks the show, and they brought out a bunch of guests to sing some of their songs. They had LV Shane come out and do something with them. They had Little Big Town come out and do some stuff with them. Charlie Worsham come out and do stuff with them. And then they had everyone who was either playing in the lineup or were guest appearances come out for their song The South, because it's a very collaborative performance, and that was insane. Check that out. Okay, we're almost there. Now, this one makes me pained a little bit because this was the scandal of the year. So Eric Church, the Chief, my absolute favorite artist, night 3 at Nissan Stadium apparently did not go so well. He was in the lineup to close as the last performer. I wasn't there, but fans are absolutely outraged, and there's backlash across social media because apparently he came out with some interesting renditions of some deeper cuts, not necessarily his big hits. He played one big hit, Drink in My Hand, and then he said that he was going to be there to play all night long, but in some weird turn of events, like one song later, he ended up just dipping. He just walked off the stage only 6 songs in, and I guess it was a really abrupt ending. Like, he sort of just played his 6 songs and walked off. The lights came up. He didn't say it was the last one. He didn't say thank you. It was a really weird ending is what I'm getting. So we don't really know what happened, but I'm going to share my opinion. I think probably what happened was either they started late or there were some other artists who took too long of a break, or they ran over in their set time, which ran into his set time, which means he had to cut his short, because I bet at some point either like city regulations, stadium regulations, or CMA regulations are making people leave the stadium at a certain cutoff time in the morning, probably around 12:30 or 1. Anyway, the backlash thus far is brutal, and I hope he comes out with some sort of a statement, because I would love to know what's going on. Lastly, I want to go over some of the craziest shit that I saw, okay? This is a super fun one. So one of the craziest things I saw there. One, speaking of Eric Church, there was a creepy wax statue of him that was in Fanfare X that I witnessed multiple people sort of come around the corner and like freak out because they thought it was real. Here's a picture of it. It's very, very just like stoic, real weird looking. But hey, I guess if you've been drinking and you walk around the corner and you see that, you might think it's real. Who knows? Number 2, inside of Fanfare X again, Bailey Zimmerman had a display there for like most notable rising artist or something. I don't remember what it's called, but outside of his tent was the literal biggest street regulation truck I've ever seen. Probably some sort of a Chevy Duramax diesel. This is it right here. An unnecessarily large truck with the BZ logo on it. Don't know what it was there for, but that's the biggest car that I've ever seen. Okay, the next thing. We already talked about Drake Milligan, but the craziest thing, dude, he has got to be Elvis's descendant, and if he's not, I think he probably is, just no one has told him yet. That's how eerily similar they are. I love to see it. I can't wait to see what he does. Also, Fanfare X, Joe Nichols, Sunny and 75. He was hanging out there signing autographs, and I swear, y'all, I was like, man, he has not aged today. He looks like he's about 30. Well, I checked, he's almost 50. That's the craziest, one of the craziest things that I saw. How young he looks. I don't know. I guess pays to be out in the sun all the time when it's sunny and 75. And also, these two women with the fascinatingly strong necks walking around with large parking cones on their head probably as warning signs, but yeah, definitely a deterrent for me. That's hilarious. And lastly, we talked about him already, but Luke Grimes, craziest thing that I saw. He's even hotter in person from 3 feet away. I don't know how that happens, but he is. When that man smiles, when that man opens his big googly eyes, it's like, yep, I get it. Whatever you want, the answer is yes. All in all, guys, I'm just so happy that I got to see my city turn up for country music, and I am putting this out into the world right now. I don't believe in manifestation, but I'm putting this out there right now that next year, myself and the Nashty crew, we're gonna have a booth, we're gonna do some takeovers, we're gonna be hosting some shit, we're gonna have some collaborations. It's gonna be big for us next year. I tell you that right now. So if y'all are watching and you can, hook a girl up with a sponsor. Anyway, perhaps next year too, we might be able to get a little off the beaten path and invite some of our favorite non-mainstream country artists down here to play their own venue, because I'm sure we'd have a crowd for that. I did hear that people like 49 Winchester, Turnpike Troubadours, they made some surprise appearances. Unfortunately, I missed them, but I would love to have a whole dedicated segment on that side of the industry. That's it, crew. Let me know what you think. Put it down in the comments. Would love to hear your opinions. Give me some suggestions on what we want to talk about next. What sort of playlist can I put together? What non-mainstream artists can we highlight? What other scandals can we discuss here at Talk Nashty to Me? But don't forget to like, comment, share, and smash that subscribe button. It's the only way I continue making content for y'all. Let's fix your shitty country playlist together with some new incredible stuff. I'll see you next week. Tons of different art, tons of different the Chevy. There wasn't really any artist that interested me in the lineup. Why did I drag it out so much? It's like Westless. Excuse me, I smoked too much. Just kidding, I don't smoke at all. His pianist, his keyboard guy. Yeah, I recognized from most. So like manifest destiny. Even manifesting. Oh wow. We're gonna get this right. We're almost done.